Hey guys, this is Agamemnon here with Furious Geo. Ooh.
Hello.
That is the sound.
Sorry, I just cracked open a beer at that exact moment. How unplanned was that?
So that's why you didn't want to have to introduce yourself. Guys, we're here for se2mistakes.com and we're bringing you another episode. We're going to go ahead and hit the play button.
Yes.
And how would you like, once you're done pouring your beer, Mr. Geo? Would you like to tell us?
You'd never guess I wasn't a bartender, would you? Look at that. Perfect.
Okay, we're going to have to see if we can get like a picture-in-picture showing that, that perfect pour.
Sounds good.
Why don't you introduce the players for us?
Okay, so we got Sabertooth.
Oh, well, okay, sorry.
Wait, this is, sorry.
All right,
we
here
got
we go.
Sabertooth in the...
Red Leotard?
Red Leotard 145.
45 degrees. Okay.
And maybe 2 o'clock. Agamemnon in the, we'll just go bottom left corner. This is obviously the mistake portion, because that's how we start out our videos. Now, we have had a lot of Agamemnon videos lately.
Unfortunately.
This is not going to end in an Agamemnon video. So
no, it's not.
We'll change in how we're doing it.
So the title of this video series is going to be In the Heat of Battle. And essentially it's kind of the decision you make when there's a big battle going on and you have to decide between whether you pay attention to the battle and you micro, or you reinforce. You kind of, you know. So we're gonna take a look. This first video we're gonna see is obviously gonna be a loss, and we're gonna see very clearly why the battle didn't go in my favor, and then we'll see how well you can do.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to it. It should be good because it's one that specifically a lot of lower level players run into.
Yeah.
Because we can't do both.
And you know what? Did you get a chance to read the post on Root's website?
I did.
So why don't you maybe...
Looks like somebody's watched the Cannon Rush video. I'm sure you can find that somewhere on se2mistakes.com.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I'm defending that Cannon Rush.
You are, yes.
Do you want to maybe tell the viewers a little bit about DrewDrewbie's post and kind of what led to this video?
DrewDrewbie's post, he did deal on a few different things, so I'd encourage everybody to check it out. And I believe there are a couple links on our website to it.
I know it's mentioned in the blog.
Yeah, in the blog.
I think the link is there too, yeah.
This specifically, what he was talking about is, he even said himself specifically, he really, obviously he can do it sometimes, but he struggles macroing and microing at the same time. And
he's a grandmaster level player. He's a pro. I mean,
so he said it's very difficult. What he encouraged, his article was really structured for lower level players,
right?
And how they can improve. And his advice was, when you're in a battle, don't worry about macroing.
Interesting, because that kind of, I know,
which is very different than what you would assume. Because
we're trying to macro so hard, we're trying to get better that we think, oh, if I miss a probe or if I let my money go above 400, I've made a major error.
Yeah, I've lost.
I've lost. Yeah, essentially. Yeah, and you know that actually that's something that I've gotten a lot better at it. But in the past, I would just take I just wouldn't pay any attention to my battle.
Yep.
Because I'm not naturally that great at micro.
Right.
I take my eye off the battle and I just rely on just sending in reinforcements. I'm actually going to speed this up a little bit because I know this is a short game, but there's really... Oh, he's... Wait, hold on. Oh, I thought he was rallying from his cybernetics core.
I'm going to rally my warp gate research.
I want my research on the ramp.
While we're speeding this up, I encourage everybody to check out se2mistakes.com.
Yep.
We got this really cool blue post, I believe it's called.
I love Blue Tracker.
Blue Tracker. It's fantastic. So basically anything that Blizzard is saying on their forums that is specifically Blizzard related from one of their moderators, whatever they call them, it's on our Blue Tracker. So basically anything important that's happening with StarCraft 2, you'll be able to find it there. I use it all the time.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. And you know, the thing I like about it is I like to go to Battle.net, check out the forums, but I find that the forums are really clogged up.
Right.
So what I do is I just go to se2mistakes.com and I just look at the Blue Tracker,
and it gives you.
And
the
it gives me
thing.
all like the
We
most
just had
important
the.
stuff.
I think we just had the patch updates on there.
Yep.
They're up there. We've had some different conversations. I mean, there's lots of talk about the Warhounds lately. There's been all kinds of
carriers, tons
carriers,
of stuff.
all kinds of stuff on there.
So
really, really cool link there.
Yeah, so go check that out. You also get our latest video.
Yep, our latest video, our latest blogs.
Interviews with pros.
It's all there.
With little calendar there. If you guys want to join us for Monday Night Mono Battles, you can go check that out.
If whoever's listening and have not been involved in Monday Night Mono Battles, it is awesome.
Yeah, you're missing out if you're not coming out, man. Tons of fun.
We've had some pretty epic games.
And we're gonna try and get some of those Mono Battles up in video form, so you guys can see them on YouTube. What I want to do, I'm going to do a quick pause because I need to change my camera here. We're going to go to the Agamemnon cam, and I think this is the one.
So this is what we're getting into here.
Yeah, this is where we're going to see, because now you're going to see what I see.
Right.
Where my eyes are looking, where I'm paying attention.
And again, it's micro versus macro.
Exactly, in the heat of battle.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at what I do, what some of my decision making is. So right now, I am going up his ramp. Little Guardian Shield. Now he's throwing out a force field. Now watch what happens here. I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention, and I stopped.
Yeah.
Paying
so
attention.
So you had 3 sentries back there.
I had 3 sentries. I could have retreated them. There was a force field on the ramp.
Yep.
Instead, what do? I lose all of my army. Yep.
To go back to mining.
Because I'm trying. Because I feel like my macros
you accomplished going back to mining, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somehow you've gotten everything back to even your gases.
Exactly.
And you're about to lose.
Yeah. So as we can see, there's just no competition. You know, Gio, if I had brought back those 3 sentries, built 2 more, then with 5 sentries I could perpetually hold off basically any attack that he had from his ground army. So really, it makes a difference between winning and losing this game.
Right. And I think even when you went back, you might have had I think you had at least 1 zealot left.
Yeah, I think I did.
Stalker.
Yeah. But you know, it may not have necessarily meant that I would have won the game.
No.
But I wouldn't have lost it
immediately.
Immediately, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the end of part 1. That was an example of what happens when you're in the heat of battle and you take your eye off your army.
Yeah. And I think obviously there's a few different reasons why we do this. You were specifically interested in getting back to mining.
Yes.
I've been in certain instances, I'm sure you have too, and many other players, is I know I'm going to lose this army, but I'm reinforcing anyways.
Right.
I'm rallying everything to the front of this base, so I'm just going to keep
reinforcing.
throwing zealots, marines, roaches, whatever you got. I'm just going to keep throwing them up there, and eventually I'll get through it. Well, that doesn't... I mean, in my case, it never works.
Yeah, that didn't really work for me either. So maybe we can talk a bit more about that in part 2. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we're going to show you how to micro in the heat of battle and see if it can produce a win for you.
Yes.
Stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, friends. Furious Geo here. Continuing our videos on micro versus macro, fight or in the heat of battle. I was going to say fight or flight. Well, same thing.
Hey, it is a fight or flight.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there's been a slight switch. Originally, we had Agamemnon in the mistake. Now we have Furious Geo, which is myself, and the correction. And we are going against Shikimaru.
I should have practiced that one.
I'm going to go into the
Shikimaru.
Shiki. I'm going to go with that.
Shikimaru.
I'm going to assume he's Korean, just because that makes this a little bit better.
Oh, you're so stereotypical.
What? I'm simply just a foreigner.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Is that not correct?
Yeah, it is.
And this is the correction part of our video.
And this little probe here is hiding in the trees.
Yeah, he's actually hidden quite well.
Well, that's actually a really good spot. So
that's why you always attack move, Dan.
That's right, always.
Always attack.
Don't micro, just click at the other side of the map
and
attack
move.
That's all.
So I think you taught me that. So.
So in the last game, we got to see what happens when you take your eye off the battle.
Yep.
And when you start considering things other than microing, you start thinking about getting your workers mining. You start thinking about perhaps reinforcing your army. In this one, we're going to see pure micro.
Yeah.
Because I actually remember
micro.
we were laddering together that day, and I was watching the game while you play, and I was watching you, and I was thinking, is he going to take his eye off his army and get back to the basic stuff that needs to be done? But your focus was dead on. And,
it was on the army. Yep.
And it's gonna it's a really interesting contrast. This scouting, by the way,
awesome. No expansion yet.
But I'm gonna stay here.
No expansion
until that expansion goes down.
No expansion.
Oh, look at the rocks. Look at the rocks. Very nice.
I'm not really sure what I'm actually doing, but I'm sure I was doing
there you
something.
Go. There you go. There you go. Very nice. So, first of all, I know, Geo, that we both now have finally gained the illustrious status of having conquered the StarCraft Master Micro Trainer.
We have.
We have both made it to level 30. And
I have the achievement to prove it.
Yes. We can put in an email if you guys want to see it, just to make sure that we actually did it. But if you guys want to see some tutorials on the levels 1 through 30 of the StarCraft Master Trainer, maybe send us an email. We can do that. The other thing I wanted to mention that I kind of failed to mention in the last portion of the video is if you have any replays you want to send us with your mistake, or maybe you just had a really great game, please send it to info@sc2mistakes.com.
And with that being said, we do actually have a couple that I know that we've gotten from a pro over in the Asia district. So I think we're going to do that one soon. Yes, it is. I don't think I told you that.
Who is it?
Her name is, it's a female, Isha something.
Oh,
I'm not
Ish.
sure what
Isha
her
Adolfo. I think she's from I think she's in the Philippines.
And I'm not sure what her gamer tag is. But she did send us a replay, so I am looking forward to checking that out.
That should be fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of girls that are really making headway in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
So, okay, so sorry, I did mention the StarCraft 2, StarCraft Master Trainer, the micro maps that were put out by Blizzard. Do you kind of want to, did you find that this really helped you with your micro?
Yeah,
do you recommend other people doing it? Kind of how did it help you?
And I think the biggest thing is it's kind of difficult. Well, it's extremely difficult to start playing this game.
Yeah.
And practice microing on the ladder.
And
because you're going into battle, it's just like there's so much going on that, and here's obviously a bad example of it. Well, well, actually, this isn't too bad, but it's a bad rally, and now we're trying to just kill some time. But what the StarCraft 2 Masters kind of helps you is it gives you a very specific task to try and do in a micro sense with your units.
Right.
It gives you the fundamentals.
Yep.
On what you need to do to perform certain things.
Yep.
That honestly you'd never get unless somebody told you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We don't always have somebody to tell us, or somebody that knows how really all the intricate workings of the micro game plays.
Yes. Oh, you sacrificed him.
You
sacrificed him. He was running home from the other side of the map.
I micro my SCVs,
oh my goodness.
I'm actually at this point I was slightly worried.
Yeah, well,
because that's a lot of zealots, right?
It is.
But I was able to hold it.
Wow, 5 SCVs.
And I mean, this is micro. Micro is not always in the army either. It's when you're focusing on an engagement and you're using units in that engagement. They're not always fighting.
Exactly. But can I just tell you that one of the things, and again, this is what you guys don't have to worry about. See, Geo here is missing workers. You're not building workers. No. You've been focusing on other things. But if you were not paying attention here, game over.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably lost at least 2-3 workers in that.
Oh, he would have got...
And even when I was microing my Marines down, I lost even more workers during that engagement.
That's right, yeah.
And the other thing to note is this is not the first time this individual, Shakira Muro, has played StarCraft.
No,
He's
no.
a top-level silver.
Actually,
I mean,
he's rank 2 in the silver division.
certainly better than myself in ladder aspects.
Apparently. But, yeah. So, again, look at all this activity now that is taking place, but you're doing it when you're not attacking.
Yep.
You're doing it when you have time to do it.
Yep.
And look, you've spent all your money.
Because
so,
unfortunately, my APM is not 400. So I have to work with what I have.
Okay, here we go. Look at that micro. That was beautiful. So what does he have to do? With that kind of micro,
Yep.
oh, and you got a free win. You got a free kill.
And I didn't lose anything.
You lost nothing.
And this is why I push StarCraft Masters. You have to do it. Because games before I did those tutorials, I would not know how to do that.
Right.
I would not know how to attack move, click move, all this kind of little stuff.
Yeah. Would you almost say that now some of those mechanics are just kind of second nature?
It's weird. It's funny that you bring that up because it's just I don't even think about it anymore. And it's interesting because the new season started. I'm still in bronze.
Yep.
But I've been being matched up against some silver and gold level players.
Nice.
And during the games, I'll lose to one of them. I'll ask them what level they are.
Yeah.
And they'll say, silver, gold. They'll say, they'll ask, what am I? I say bronze. And they, oh, you'll be out of bronze soon.
Yeah.
And I say, why do you say that? And like, oh, the unit control is really good.
Oh, okay.
So my issue is my macro.
Right.
My macro needs to improve.
But
StarCraft Masters has made such a difference in the micro that I've been able to use in game.
Now we're on your cam because I want to see what you see, what you're focusing on. Now this is, oh sorry, here we go. This is awesome because
and it's interesting to note Stim has just finished.
It
when
did,
I went
and
out.
you can't get away from them. I think you, yeah, there you go. Look at that. Look at the army tab. It's even, but you're.
And the interesting thing is this Protoss army would annihilate this army if it just left
If
there.
you just stood and fought,
yep.
like 1-to-1, just like lines drawn in the sand, you would have lost.
And what do we have?
Rage quitting.
A rage quit.
So this, but you know what? I completely understand why he rage quitted. I mean,
what's the units? Let's take a look at the units lost.
Oh, that's a good tab.
And
he lost 18 units.
And I lost 14.
I think that 14 though was at the beginning. Remember that first army that you sent out?
I lost 7 Marines at the very start. I probably lost 3 or 4 in this engagement where he had lost all of that.
The first engagement you had, he didn't lose anything.
No, he lost his entire army.
That entire army was lost in this one micro battle.
Yep.
So, truth be told, it's possible that Shikamaru could have stayed in.
I mean, he probably shouldn't have quit. Let's be honest.
But the lesson really to be learned here is that this game would have been over a long time ago if you were not focusing on the army in the heat of the battle.
Because I would have lost that army
at
the front of my ramp.
Yep.
And he would have walked in.
Absolutely.
It's kind of, I mean, not to point you out, but kind of what happened to yourself.
No, you can tear me down. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll bring it down. You lose an army, and he's able to just walk in.
Right in. I also want to show you guys something here. Look at how much money is in Geo's bank. $11.95. Normally, and again, we got to remember that we're talking about silver level play, bronze level play, gold level play. DrewDrewbie said that even the highest master level players have a hard time getting all their money spent while microing in the midst of a battle.
And I mean, okay, so let's say I didn't micro.
Yep.
And I spent that money, it wouldn't be ready in time.
No, it wouldn't. Like, you just wouldn't be able to get enough.
So you're much better to micro, try and take his army out, at least trade evenly.
Yes.
And then you can just dump all that money.
Yep.
Right?
So
just dump. I could, if this game was still going, I could have, I mean, think of how much money I could dump into an army right now.
Well, even if you don't have enough buildings, like let's say you maxed out your spending on all these barracks.
Yeah.
You might. I think you'd still have a lot of money left over.
I think so. I'd be able to build 4 Marines, 3 Marauders,
Yeah.
a medivac, and a tank, and a couple Hellions.
And you'd still have money left over.
For
You've got
upgrades.
enough for upgrades, and if you have more money in the bank, what do? Drop more buildings. So one of the things too that DrewBie mentioned is that when you see that first engagement between the armies, you can gauge what new units you need. So if you micro really hard, and then the battle's over, you've retreated, or he's retreated, or you've traded, you know what he has, then take that money, that extra 1,200 that's just sitting in your bank now, and dump it into whatever building's going to give you the hard counter, right? So I think that's probably about it.
I think so, yeah.
So what do you say, when you're in the heat of the battle, should you macro or should you micro?
Always micro.
Yeah.
Always even if you're going... Because this even happened with my Marines at the start. Even if you know... Because I didn't have stim.
Right.
And I was probably gonna lose those Marines.
Yeah.
But I just killed time.
You bought yourself time.
Right.
Yep.
Even if microing is simply just buying yourself time, it is worth it.
Because it looked like that game was over when
when those zealots came up.
Yeah.
But that 30 seconds that I bought doing that little run around, I was able to get a few more Marines out.
Yep.
And I was able to get prepared, knowing that these zealots
and get
were
stim
coming.
researched and So I think that's a lesson learned.
I think it is, and what I've noticed is, especially at the lower level, micro is a big divider.
Right.
In the game. So if you're looking for a way to really get an advantage on your opponent, micro is one area that you can really improve, that you'll be able to win a lot more games.
And I think some people, when hearing that, and myself included, might just kind of say, but I really suck at micro.
Yeah.
But I think the advice would be, you may suck at micro, but just don't take your eye off the army.
Yeah.
Like, watch the battle.
Yeah.
Don't sit back as a spectator. Have your army selected and just play with it.
Yeah.
And see what you can do. You know, try splitting your army.
Yeah. I mean, if a pro was using my army, they probably would have never lost a unit.
Right. Exactly.
I lost 8 or 9 units.
I don't know. That was some pretty good micro, man.
It's still made a difference.
Absolutely.
Paying attention to it. Right.
Absolutely. So, So, guys, in the heat of battle, micro, don't macro. When the battle's over, that's when you go for your macro. Try and keep it up. Once you are in the Masters or Grandmaster Leagues, hey, maybe then you can do both. But until then, get the edge on your opponent, focus on your army, and micro like a boss. It works for Geo.
Micro all the way.
Yeah.
I think that's a t-shirt.
Oh. Maybe there might be more coming in the future.
There might be more t-shirts.
Okay, guys, thanks again. Please.
Monday Night Mono Battles.
Yes.
Yes. They're epic.
Just go into SC2 Space Mistakes chat channel in SC2.
On Monday night.
Join us up. And please check out sc2mistakes.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.
Sounds good.
Bye.
See ya.